All right, we are on the ACT, the third 10, so starting at 92. So we have the expression, these are two binomials, so I've taught this before, so x times x is x squared, x times a is plus ax, negative a times x is negative ax, negative a times positive a is negative a squared. So ax minus ax go away, so we're left with x squared minus a squared. If 3x squared minus 1/2 x equals 0, then x greater than 0, what is the value of x? So I know that I can actually factor an x out. If I factor an x out, I'm left with 3x minus 1/2 equals 0. I set this equal to 0, and I set this equal to 0. So x equals 0. Then I have 3x minus 1/2 equals 0. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply everything by 2. 6x minus 1 equals 0. Plus 1 plus 1. 6x equals 1. Divide by 6. And I get x equals 1/6. Number 94. This is a systems of equations. So I want to go ahead and, let's see, I need to get rid of, I could get rid of my x. So I'm going to multiply this by -2. All of this by -2. So this would become, so I'm going to rewrite this as 2x plus 8y equals 2. If I multiply by -2, that's negative 2x minus 2by equals negative 2c. Oh, no solution, sorry. So in order to be no solution, what has to happen, actually we'll go ahead and look at this. So this would go away. So no solution would mean that our variable would go away. So what do you mean, Mr. Bourne? Here's what I mean. So if b equals 4, let's see if b equals 4 and c equals 1. So if b equals 4, then I'm left with negative 2 times 4. So that would be negative 8. So 8 plus negative 8 would go away. So my y would go away. If c is 1, 2 minus 2, that would be, this would be 0 as well. So we talked about this prior, that this would actually be all real numbers because everything went away. So no solution is when the left side does not equal the right. So I'm still left with 8y minus 2by equals 2 over negative 2c. So what if I plug in 4 and 3? So if I plug in 4, negative 2 times 4, I know this will go away. And then if I plug in 3 for c, this would be 0 equals, this would be 6. So 2 times negative 6 would be negative 12. 0 never equals negative 12, so I know that this is impossible. So I know it has to be B. This one's a little bit more tricky. So 95. So if 3m minus 4 equals 6n minus 8, which of the following expressions is equivalent to 3m minus 8? So I got to solve. I need to solve first. So let's see. How do I want to do this? So if I solve for m, then I know what n has to be. So if I solve for m, so I have 3m minus 4 equals 6n minus 8. So I know that if I add 4, I get 3m equals 6n minus 4. and then I'm going to divide by 3. So all of this is going to be divided by 3. So this becomes 2n, and this becomes 4 over 3. So I know that my m has to be 2n minus 4 over 3. So now what happens if I plug in 3, my m becomes 2n minus 4/3. If I distribute, I get 6n minus 12 over 3. 12 over 3 becomes 4. So I know it has to be 6n minus 4. For all non-zero values of x and y, I'm given an a, and if b equals this, which of the following expressions defines b? So I need to, in terms of x and y, so I'm going to take my a, which is x over y, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my a. So b equals 2 times x over y minus x over y squared. So I know that x over y squared is the same as, so I have 2x over y, that's the same here, minus, now I can bring the squared to both. This would be x squared over y squared. So now what I need to do is I need to get common denominators. So I want to multiply this by y and this by y. So this would turn into 2xy over y squared minus x squared over y squared. These are common denominators. If these are common denominators, I can put them together. So this would be 2xy minus x squared. So 2xy minus x squared over y squared is b. So, if a equals this and b equals this, what is a minus b? So z. Z has to be 4 minus 1, which would give us 3. So we always look at the corresponding parts. So 4 minus 1 would give us 3. I want to go ahead and check that to make sure that I'm teaching you right. So number 97 is correct. You always do the corresponding and you do what it says. So these are super easy. 4 minus 1 gives us 3. Something in Algebra 2, but that's super, super easy. So number 98, the expression 6x minus 4 over 2 is equivalent to which of the following? So I know that this becomes 6x over 2 minus 4 over 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 3x minus 2. So I can go ahead and solve. So I know that 4x minus 4 equals 8x minus 16. So I'm going to subtract 4x, subtract 4x. That gives me 4x minus 16 equals negative 4. Add 16. That gives me 12 equals 4x. Divide by 4, x equals 3. How many positive integers satisfy the inequality? How many positive? So if negative 5 greater than or equal to, so if this were to be positive, then I know that this is going to become more and more negative. So this would be, 0, even if I plug in 0, this is 0. This is, or it's got to be a positive integer, so I have to at least start at 1. So that would be true. If I plugged in 2, that would be negative 14. That's true. And it's going to keep getting more negative, so it's infinitely many. This will always be greater than or equal to negative 7 times anything positive. The sum of the terms, 3x, sum means to add. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of this, is 9. So 3x plus 4x That's 7x minus 2x is 5x. And I got a minus 1 equals 9. Add 1, so 5x equals 10. X equals 2. And we are done.